fact, I saw this ballet first when I was 5 or 6,
Right.
and I've seen it then probably 300 times. Tchaikovsky was trying to write an opera called Undine,
Yeah.
on this German fairy tale. And then he abandoned the opera because some of his friends told him, look, this is not a subject for an opera, we're much better subject for a ballet. So when he was asked by the Bolshoi to write a ballet, he insisted on it being a fantastical ballet from the medieval times. The artistic administrator of the Bolshoi, Begichev, wrote the libretto following the wishes of Tchaikovsky. And there was a big confusion for years because everyone thought the libretto was prepared by someone called Gelzer. Helzer, because Gelzer was the owner of the only surviving copy of this libretto, and his name was on it. And because Gelzer's daughter became quite a famous ballerina later on, so they thought Gelzer was the author of libretto, but he never wrote any librettos. It was Begichev who actually commissioned Tchaikovsky with the ballet, and to whom Tchaikovsky confessed all his wishes. So the libretto was kept really strictly adhering to the wishes of Tchaikovsky.
Right.
And then came this choreographer, Wenzel Reisinger, who did the first version, which turned out to be a minor success or almost a fiasco. So that was 1877. When the version was revived in 1880, Joseph Hansen, the Belgian choreographer, has done it. And Hansen was the first one who introduced the swan-like movement of the arms. That was the first time, not in the first version.
Gosh, that's interesting.
But this is all still pre-Swan Lake, because what we call the original Swan Lake was created only much later, 2 years after Tchaikovsky died.
Right.
So Tchaikovsky had absolutely no part in it. It was Petipa and Ivanov who, having collaborated with Tchaikovsky already on Nutcracker, on The Sleeping Beauty, then they looked upon this first not very successful ballet and said, okay, we'll make it successful. But in order to make it successful, they tore it apart and reassembled it anew.
That's right.
So
I would have been interesting to hear the actual original version. How was it put together?
But this is exactly what you're going to hear in our performance.
Oh, fantastic.
All the codas in the big pas de trois and pas de six are meant to be played really fast. And if you play, for instance, I think it's the end of Pas de Trois in Act 1. If you play it at this speed, without thinking of the 32 forte,
that you would be dead meat.
but then the music becomes something else.
Yes.
The music becomes something else. It becomes what was common at the time and what was pop music of the time. It becomes can-can.
Yeah.
I am going to completely undo the tempo structure of the classical ballet in our performance. And I want to prove that what Tchaikovsky wrote is a much better piece than what we've got. With all due respect to the classical choreography, and myself coming from a family where the word classical dancers, I know it, and for me it is a point of adoration and reverence, but I still think that music comes first.